G'day everyone, Daniel O'Grady here and welcome to another Wasabi Cars video. Thank you so much for joining me once again. Now today we are in Okazaki at Mitsubishi Auto Gallery. I've done a walkthrough video of this place. It is absolutely amazing. Well, it's kind of small and cramped, but still there are some great cars on display. One of which is of course this 1984 Starion 4-wheel drive rally. Now the plan was that this car would enter in Group B, a class of car that was actually discontinued in 1987, leaving this car sort of mid-development, sort of limbo, and yeah, the whole thing was sort of canned, I guess. Now 5 cars were produced, 3 of which are still in existence. There are 2 in Japan, I only know of one, and that's this one of course, and 1 in the UK, which I have zero information on. Now mechanically it is a very interesting car. It is a 4-wheel drive car and they got the parts from the Mitsubishi Pajero, Montero, the transfer case. Yeah, so they put it in this car, making it a 4-wheel drive. The engine is a 4G63 Sirius Dash engine. That's a single overhead cam, intercooled turbo engine, about 2 litres, and it produces 350 horsepower. I'm so glad I got some footage of this engine. There it is right there. Now this is a 12 valve engine and there is a second intake valve that opened after 2,500 RPMs. Fascinating stuff. Now as I said, there were 5 of these cars produced and the cars did take part in several rallies from 1983 to 1988. Now I really can't say for certain which rallies this one entered. Well, there's one. I can say it entered the Hong Kong Beijing Rally of 1986 because it says there that it did take part in it. But there were a bunch of other rallies, and it seemed to place, first or second quite often. So a successful car, but again, hard to nail down which car, achieved what. So I guess the way to be a successful race car is to be light and have lots of power. Now I've told you about the engine, now let's talk about the lightness of this car. Now as it turns out, several drivetrain suspension components were made of carbon fibre, and also a whole bunch of fiberglass panels have been added to the car. Of course the metal ones were removed. That makes sense, doesn't it? You'll also notice the front of the car. Now it looks very, very different, does it not? Apparently it's 6 inches shorter. Now it should have had the pop-up headlights that the Starion that we all know and love has. But yeah, super basic quad round headlights are there instead. So there was a weight saving in the front here, but it also makes for an awkward looking car. But as you're screaming down the road, who even cares how it looks? You really don't want to be in anyone's rear vision mirror anyway. That's not what racing's about. You know what, I was in this museum all by myself and I should have jumped over that little crossbar and had a good look at the interior, but I didn't do it. I was on my best behaviour. Silly me. Now, big shout out to Roberto in LA and Mark in Minnesota. Thank you very much for your support. Both those guys are Mitsubishi Starion owners, so that's why I mentioned those 2 guys. Now, question of the day I hadn't thought of yet. Okay, I've just thought of question of the day. What replica race car would you like to have in your collection? Now for me, I love VK Holdens, I love Peter Brock. I would have that car. There you go. So please leave a comment below, and yes, I'm cold and Spates. Always this gets a mention from the New Zealand viewers. So my mother got this as a souvenir for me when she visited New Zealand. She went on a cruise there, so there you go. Anyway, please tell me your replica race car that you would like to have, and take it easy. Goodbye, everyone. See ya.
With a little bit of rust and a little bit of turn on Wasabi Cars in the neighborhood was